I'm Tony Lombardi with a Russell Street recap brought to you by Tiki Lee's Dock Bar, a place where family and friends, old and new, can kick back and relax with those they love most. Stay tuned for a great 30-second clip on Tiki Lee's immediately following this recap. July 4th marked the 10th anniversary of Steve McNair's tragic death. Perhaps like many of you, I attended a holiday party that day, the spirit of which was heavily dampened as the sad news spread. I recall on the next day I was interviewed by ESPN Radio's Sean Sharif, now with 105.3 The Fan in Dallas, and was asked about my first thoughts upon hearing the news. This is what I shared with Sean. I thought first about McNair's family, his 4 boys and his wife, and I can't imagine the pain they must be feeling. I then wondered how and why someone who to the outside observer had it all could even put himself in such an uncompromising position. 10 years later, those thoughts haven't really changed. Generally speaking, we are a forgiving society, and as time goes on, we tend to remember the good things and allow them to outweigh, perhaps even conveniently remove, the bad things from our memories. But in the case of Steve McNair, I hope that everyone can learn from his deadly mistakes as well as his kind, caring, and giving ways. Clearly, he was a torn man, one with a wonderful heart and soul, yet tortured by his demons, and those demons ultimately led to his demise. After Steve's death, I asked Facebook friends to comment on McNair's passing. Many responded. This one from David Harrington was one of my favorites. July 4th was a day for celebration. It personifies the strength, resolve, integrity, and the heart of this country. It is a day for us to remember the sacrifices made by our forefathers. It was also the day when the sports world lost an incredible athlete. Steve McNair climbed from destitution to superstardom, and unlike so many young athletes today, he grew into his new role with grace and professionalism. Steve was the type of quarterback that every fan wanted on their team. He was tough as nails and never thought twice about the sacrifices of winning. He punished his body for the betterment of his team. His list of career injuries reads like a chapter out of the physician's desk reference, and yet he always persevered. Having not personally known the man, it is difficult to attest for his integrity and character as a football player. His teammates loved him dearly. Both the Titans and the Ravens organizations have described him as a warrior who would do anything for his teammates. They say he was a selfless man with a warm smile, and I am inclined to believe them. Steve McNair's legacy has been written, and the book closed well before its time. He will be scrutinized in the court of public opinion due to the facts surrounding his unfortunate and shocking death. It is a devastating ending to a storied career. Certain aspects of what once was his private life should have no bearing on the type of man he was on the football field and in the locker room. Thank you, David. When we lose someone, we're often left wondering what might have been. Steve McNair is no exception. I'm Tony Lombardi.
Hi, welcome to Tiki Lee's.